What's up, guys? How you doing? Another episode of Matt and Oz Say Some Shit. Say some shit.
Say some shit.
Hey, we're gonna say some shit tonight, and we're changing up locations a little bit. We're actually at the KJSA. There's a bunch of fucking classes going on right now. We put a little cheesy. We should have recorded the sign on the door. I literally wrote like filming, do not disturb. Like, put a piece of paper over there. Yeah. So we got some cool stuff we're gonna do tonight. First, as always, we're gonna get into.
I'm gonna tell you shit I tell you to do. Shit Oz tells you to do.
Well, I think everybody asks about shit Oz tells you to do. So we've gone over so far water. I still keep up with that.
Yeah, water with salt in the morning.
Yep. Cold showers.
Cold shower, and then juicing, of course. So yeah.
Juicing. We found about juicing.
Yeah. So all those things so far. This one, strap in and strap on for this one.
Yeah, that'd be good. So I'm gonna go through all of what we do tonight, and then you're going in for you're gonna strap in and strap on. strap on the strap in.
All right.
Okay, I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know.
All right,
so
you're
going over everything.
Yeah, you guys can't read the writing, but we got some nice handwriting by myself. I did it in red over there. Matt and I say some shit. You can't see it. Don't worry about it. But we got 3 topics going over tonight. Living intentionally, or we kind of just paraphrase it, no BS life, all right? Number 2, incremental changes. Things that help do the shit that Oz tells you to do incrementally. And then we got a secret topic.
And we got secret topic.
Secret topic.
What's in the box?
Yeah, that's stupid shit Matt wants to talk about. All right, man. Let's hit it. So, all
right.
What are you tell us to do this week?
You strapped on?
I'm strapped on. I'm ready to go. I've got my
whatever the fuck that is. All right, here it is.
Norman Rockwell cup.
I'm dropping it right now.
Go.
Knowledge.
Go.
Eat more mollusks.
Mollusks, like mussels, clams, that
clams and mussels. Me and bitches from Brussels eating clams and mussels. Yeah, no, but seriously, it's one of the most nutrient-dense foods that you could possibly eat.
So besides
oysters,
like the sex life that everybody talks about. I'll say it right now. I tried these things and I just can't. You know me. I'm not really that much. Fish makes me kind of sick. I like whitefish. All it doesn't make a difference. But I like that shit. But I just can't do that. And
no, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
But you're telling me to do it.
I
kind of
push
feel
it on you.
But I feel guilty. I think
you should.
What happens is J. Joe motherfucker over there J. Joe has my problem, and he's like, man, Oz is my boy. He told me to do some shit, and now you're not doing it. I feel.
Hold your nose and fucking shove him down.
That's a secret.
No, I'm kidding. No, you know what? If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I think it should.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Let's cut to the chase here. We don't have to belabor the point. I eat oysters. Probably a couple cans a week. These Crown Prince Natural canned oysters, smoked. They get packed in olive oil and they taste really freaking good. I actually look forward to them.
Really?
I used to do it on Tuesday, Thursday. We called it Oyster Day.
I remember you talking about that. You get so excited at the training. You would talk about
it. It's Oyster Day.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I just eat them whenever. But I usually eat probably 2-3 cans a week, and it's just packed, nutrient dense. We don't have to go into the science behind it. Whatever.
I do. That is one of my questions. So, but first I want to go. Okay. Let's actually do that. Why?
Okay.
Why? What are the benefits? Layman's science. I know you do a ton of research on this shit.
That's
why you tell us what to do.
But here's the thing: I've gone deep into these waters before, but I've come to the conclusion that that's not my life is my life, right? I'm not a scientist. I'm not a nutritionist. I try to boil it down to as layman's terms as possible, not just for you people, but for myself.
For you as well.
Yeah, because I don't need
time,
to. Exactly.
Right.
There's other people out there who are doing a better job than me at researching this shit. And like, for example, Dr. Chris Kresser. He was on the Rogan podcast. His book, The Paleo Code, or The Personal Paleo Code. He's an incredible natural doctor, essentially, and he was one of the founders of the paleo movement. And this is where I got that idea from, was to eat more mollusks because they're so nutrient dense with all different mineral profile that you're not getting in like normal meat. He actually recommends that if you're a vegan, there's a case to be made to just at least eat mollusks, because there's actually a case to be made that they sense less than a plant does as far as suffering is concerned. So if you're a vegan for suffering reasons, you could consider eating a mollusk over a plant, because plants have been shown to exhibit some type of suffering or fear.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's fucking. That's a mind
bothers
blower.
Me. That's
a mind blower right there. Hey, life eats life in this universe. For some reason, this is where we are.
We'll talking.
Yeah, go for it.
You had, when we were on the Allgash, you remember you said something that even trees fight. Yeah, I think you said it was I forget what we said was, but you're talking about, I think you used a rainforest as an example, how they're always trying to like get on so they can reach the sun.
They're in war for
sunlight
and nutrients.
And I found that so profound. I was like, wow, because we think that You know, I guess I could consider I went, you know, I went vegan for maybe top 6 months, and the reasons being was suffering. Yeah, but I love it. Just purely suffering.
Right.
But it's weird how, like, one, I know that man is. I feel like we're supposed to eat meat, right? I feel like it's part of. But
biologically, I agree.
But the way we do it, I just don't agree with. But it's interesting when you think too that plants are suffering too, and then you say mollusks don't suffer. Well, maybe I gotta fucking close the nose.
We don't know if they suffer or not, but there's a case to be made that they suffer less than the plant. But either way,
do you know? I'm not putting you on the spot. But do you know what the reasons are, or why they might not suffer as much?
They might just be a more primitive creature than like a plant.
Just a big old like.
They're just so primitive that there's just nothing there. Like it's just this life form that just moves around. It's like it's crazy. But so I like a couple cans of this Crown's Prince natural smoked oysters. They're supposed to be very high quality and
so that's how. So if someone wants to eat every day, so you're saying hypothetically now you're saying we'll go Incremental Changes next, but not next, but. All right, I gotta start eating mussels. Your suggestion is the Crown Prince. Go to the store.
I go order them off Amazon. I buy a box of like 48 cans.
What do you do? Freeze them or you just put them in?
No, the cans. So they stay.
Are they good? Are they quality compared to say you go to Max Fish, at least for us? And are they the same type of thing, or is there?
To me, they taste fantastic. I mean, I'm not an oyster connoisseur or anything, so like I don't go and eat raw oysters at oyster bars. That's always been disgusting to me. Why? Like the raw. The raw.
Oh, so these aren't raw.
No, these are smoked. These are cooked.
Oh, smoked. Interesting.
Yeah, these are cooked. These are cooked.
See the raw. So the rawness is what bothers me.
Yeah. No, they're smoked. They're
delicious.
delicious.
Funny. I remember Ed from God. Where do we go? The sushi place all the time. Oyama, right? Yeah. So we used to, way back in the day when Oz and I were still young pups. When we would just go to this sushi. I keep looking at this mic instead of camera. I'm like, yo, can you hear and see me? I'm over there. We used to go to this place called Oyama. Unfortunately, it's closed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. A lot of good stories about that off topic.
Of course.
Off topic.
That's for Patreon.
Patreon only. Patriarchy only. Right. Jesus Christ. So, back at Oyama. Back at Oyama. So we used to go to a place all the time. Great. And I fell in love with sushi there. I never really liked sushi because I've never really been a fish guy. But love sushi there. But I remember Ed used to bring us out. Now he used to bring these. They're oysters, but they're cooked with like wasabi. They're like, and they were still serving oyster shell, but they were like prepared. Let's put it that way, right? And I love wasabi. They had a bunch of wasabi in there. I remember just nailing those things back because it was cool because it was almost like a base, but you really taste the base. You're tasting all the other shit that was mixed in with it. So but it was cooked. Interesting.
I believe you still are getting the benefits.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying you're not. But what I'm trying to say is you might be changing my ways of it. I might be.
So if you can handle cooked, then I would say go for it.
Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot there, Jake.
So that's shit I'm telling you to do this week.
Mollusks.
And
so clams are on that.
Clams, mussels, whatever the fuck else is in that family.
Mollusks.
Yeah.
All right.
Barnacles. Just scrape some barnacles off a ship.
Imagine scraping barnacles off of like Ham and Acid Beach.
Oh
God. No. Fuck.
Living intentionally.
Living intentionally. Big topics. We got these two big topics. Living intentionally.
I love these two topics so much.
We've been going a while for this one.
Oh,
so let's. I want you to kick it off. That's what I think it's your. It's your show.
All right.
Well, not your show. It's Matt and Oz's.
Matt and Oz say some shit. Living intentionally. That's been like. I mean, there's this whole mindfulness movement and that has swept. There's a reason why it's popular. Everybody aspires to live mindfully, and I think it's kind of the same concept, living intentionally. So,
there's a whole other topic, just what you said there, why people are seeing it now, but
we'll
get into that later.
We can go into that for sure, but living intentionally. Rather than being this reactive, drifting through life sort of creature, drifting, reactive, just going, nothing wrong with going with the flow, but just kind of going, whatever comes at you, you take it, you go with it.
Yeah. Well, the flow is a good flow.
If the flow is a good flow, let it take you.
If the flow is
ride the wave.
If that's your path, you're riding your path,
ride the wave. But
if you're a slug, a mollusk.
If you're a fucking mollusk, you deserve to be eaten.
No, seriously, okay.
No, just the concept of like everything you do it with intention. Wake up and this is actually probably the one thing I struggle with most.
I think they need a story. I think we need. Let's break down. How about this?
I have a perfect example for you, but
nail it.
Okay, just one example, right? So just the act of watching television, right? Most people, I think, will plop themselves down and turn on cable TV and whatever kind of, well, this is, overall people are doing this less and less, but whatever comes through the tube, they'll surf the channels and they're just...
We hang out with cool, like, not cool.
We do.
We hang out with people who are kind of working to push
ahead of the curve, maybe.
Yeah, we're in a place where people pay hundreds of dollars a month to be
better
more, right?
So maybe my perception is skewed, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm trying to say, yes.
Yes, so I'd like to think anyway that the trend is shifting, but like, yeah, so I think a lot of people
Matt says shit will do that.
Will start the trend. That's okay. No, people will plop themselves down in front of the television, and whatever kind of comes their way, they're going to surf the channels, and they're just going to eat up hours of their life. Okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with watching television as a form of entertainment.
Nope.
We got rid of cable a while back, but like, say there's a series you specifically want to watch. Like recently I've been watching Wild Wild Country, this really cool documentary about Osho and this kind of cultish sort of cult following that he started.
But see, it's funny. You're talking about TV, and what most people be like, he's watching what? Like, they're like, you're watching a documentary and learning some things.
Right.
Well, I personally, I'm not going to let you go going, but I am definitely someone who actually scheduled my lunch times are decompressed TV times and video game times.
Nothing wrong with that either. I mean, if I sit down, like usually when I'm eating dinner, I'll turn on like The Office because it's just a nice little funny, you know, I could watch The Office forever. But the point is, do it intentionally, right? Like, I'm sitting down, and while I eat dinner, I'm going to turn that on, and I know it's just complete decompression. I intentionally did that.
Yep.
I didn't just sit down and fall into that black hole of television.
So
you know what I mean?
Well, so a lot of people think, well, what do you do after dinner then, Oz? You know, and
I usually don't watch TV after dinner.
It's funny. I've stopped doing that.
Yeah, I shut it off, and I move on to other things, whether it be edging or no, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm serious.
There's
a lot of. It's interesting you say that because I've noticed, like, you know, I won't go into personal details, but for many years, let's say past 15 years, a good part of my life was at the end of night, even after JSA, even though I got back late, it was get there, sit in front of TV, and veg out in front of TV because there's nothing else to do. And that includes maybe having a conversation with someone else or engaging in the time. And that was a part of, and that's, and I'll be honest,
escapism.
It is, and I'll be honest, it's a shitty way to live. Man, are you hot?
It sucks. I'm not too bad. I mean, if
AC,
you want to take your shirt,
do I look like I'm sweating?
No.
Okay, good.
You look great, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
No, but
you had to wipe your hand off because of sweating here. You're like.
Yeah, we're fine.
No. Seriously though.
So I think just living. So, like what you're talking about right now is like vegging out, sitting in front. There's nothing wrong with that if you're doing it intentionally. But if you use it as a form of escapism, and you know the difference when you're doing something intentionally versus escaping your life, escaping that suffering that sits inside of you, face that shit. So, anyway, that's a whole other discussion.
I've got
the suffering.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just living it. Just to bring it back for a second, living intentionally. I mean, if you have any thoughts on this
I do. I have a very relevant aspect about it. So let me remind myself now for the past, like, let's say 4 or 5 months, that even though I may work, I keep looking at the fucking mic. Even though I work, let's say, you know, I'm not lying when I say this, but probably 12 to 13 hours a day comfortably, and that's been my lifetime for quite a few years. But it's funny, that is my escape. I've used that as my escape, and it's funny.
Well, where do you think the term workaholic?
Workaholic, yeah, and I escape on the computer. I escape, and then what I've noticed though is that even though I accomplish and do a lot of different things, that my efforts were not intentional, right? So even though, let's say, okay, Matt, you're working hard, you're doing it, you're putting the fucking hours, you're suffering, you're making it happen, but it wasn't intentional.
Right.
So some people may have a hard time, like, man, I fucking do nothing besides all day, besides get home from work and then sit in front of TV and be a little bitch. No offense. To the mic. You're a fucking piece of shit. You really are. All right? I'm not talking to you. I don't think you're
no offense to the people that are pieces of shit is basically what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that having a... So what I did actually, I think I talked about Trello before. Yeah. So I created a Trello board for myself. And I included that, my jiu-jitsu times. I included my GMB times. I included my work times. I included my project. Everything started having a space. And it was actually, I did this on Monday. I did it Monday after we done training. And it created a very profound feeling about it. It's like today, I was purposely not on the mat, and I scheduled time for myself to be outside.
Oh, okay.
I walked, I said, at 4:30, you walk out of the office. And I did. At 4:30, I walked out of the office, and I hung out in the gym. I hung out up front, and I engaged a ton of people. It was intentional commitment to doing something.
Right.
That was not just because you know as well as I do. I could sit in front of the fucking computer and escape all day. I could find something to work on, something to stress about, something to write. And so for some of the guys, it may be like, man, I'm a high level jiu-jitsu guy. I'm a guy who like pushes and pushes and pushes. Well, cool. Maybe you're like me, who's a little bit spaz, a little ADD, or whatever you want to call it. Like then think about reevaluate. Like, well, is all my time and effort I put in every single day best served to my that path, the greater purpose, whatever you want to do. Right?
Absolutely.
And so that was
so key to evaluate that. I really like the unfocused sort of work. Like you could spend 12 hours in front of a computer, but how much? And just the power of that intentional work and that focused effort. I actually really like the Tim Ferriss for that. Like I'm sure everyone's heard of the 4-hour work week.
Yeah, I had the book.
The idea is not to be this lazy dude, sipping fucking Mai Tais on a beach somewhere. I mean, maybe someday, but the idea is that don't work just work for the sake of work. Do everything intentionally, do everything efficiently, do everything for a purpose and a goal, right? So
that's what was funny you said that, efficiency. I pride myself on being a fucking ninja on the computer.
Efficiency.
And you see my tabs, right? Like I can accomplish a lot at times. I'm very efficient in my work, but you're not efficient with my management of my goals. Does that make sense?
Right.
Management of my intentions. My intentions aren't focused. My work is. Intentions are not focused. Your work is. $1 million.
So like a workaholic needs to be intentional about their recreation because it's about balance.
Yes.
So that actually brings me to the other point about this is that like on a Sunday a lot of times if I'm living as intentionally as possible, what I love to do is, especially on Sundays, is try to unplug as much as possible from any work activities. Either go to the park with the family, go for a bike ride, go for a hike, play the ukulele, listen to music, literally just dance. In the living room. I just will do that type of shit where I'm completely in my body.
You guys gotta follow. If you're not following, what's your Instagram handle?
Oz_Pariser.
Again, and then hashtag FitFam, or what was it?
Hashtag, Melissa's Instagram name is hashtag FitFam. The word hashtag FitFam.
Yeah, Oz has a beautiful wife, so you can enjoy that if you want.
I do.
But she's really cool. Like she posts a lot of cool videos of Oz, the family's adventures, and and he's done this for years. Like Sunday is family day, man. It's not let's go family day and sit in front of the fucking TV or do nothing and veg out in front of the phone. Like I don't talk to Oz on Sunday, and I begged him. But we have amazing training here on Sunday. So the best no-gi training in the state happens here on Sundays, and Oz is one of the best no-gi fighters in the fucking in the region and beyond. But he does not come on the best training day possibly for him because I'm trying to make you feel guilty. I'm sorry.
No.
But because he lives with intention. It focuses on his family, and they, you can see that it's a really good thing for them, and I respect that. I admire that. It's a good thing for them. It's a good thing for the family. You can see it creates a strong unit. Yeah.
And it's just for me like it's about whatever it is. Like it's just about that sort of just unplug intentional time that you are doing just something that just kind of brings you into the present.
Yeah.
So just like jiu-jitsu does, really.
Oh, fuck.
You're never more present than when someone's trying to fucking
choke the fuck out of you.
Or you're not thinking about anything else, man.
I don't want to die right now.
Yeah, I'm just, fuck, you're...
Get off of me.
You can't understand what that feels like unless you're in that moment.
So yesterday, we're talking about some shit, Oz. 2 days ago.
Lay it on me.
Oz went for footlock, and I thought I have this fucking thing that I do, is calf crush. That I thought. I was like, I haven't tapped Oz 8 years. Probably. Let's be honest, right? Doesn't mean he's better than me. Just means that I'm tapped him. He's a piece of shit, though, right? So I gave I'm like, I have this stupid thing I do.
I got it.
And I saw him flipping out. I saw him struggling. I'm like, I got it! It's mine!
I wouldn't say flip out.
Motherfucker didn't give it to me. Fuck you, I said. He knew. He's like, yeah, I can hook my boy up right now, make him feel good about myself. Nope. Not.
Well, I'm not gonna give it to you.
I was anybody else, I tap from. Tough for me to go with that shit.
Oh, say some shit.
Say some shit for me. I'm sorry. I love you.
No, yeah, no, you, dude. You're dialed in. You're dialed in with that shit.
I nail it.
If it was maybe like 1 inch to the left or right or whatever the fuck it
you
was,
were,
I was just trying to shove the.
I know.
You know, I was trying to sit over here because I knew that would stop the pressure. So I was like, okay, I gotta sit on that leg.
So what it was, it goes back. Your hip drive off that, right? Like I was trying to whip that right leg over because that once I get the right leg over, typically I nailed it. Kenny yesterday. He's like, I have to get the right leg over. It's done. I'm like, I know, yeah. What's the truth? You know,
right,
like and.
It's all it's all about.
You were all about driving that hip through, forcing it down.
Right. Exactly.
I was so psyched. I ain't gonna lie. I was so happy.
Like, fuck yeah,
I gotta get him!
Ah,
yeah. Well, no, I mean, I think I got in heel hook before, but that's like, I guess I did. That's like this, that's his footlock game. Well, I guess it's footlock game too.
It counts. It counts, man.
It counts.
It's a whole other world, but it fucking counts.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not counting. For people who think that somehow I'm counting taps, let's be honest. I don't do that shit. That's just not. It's just Oz and I have a long time relationship. We joke about rolling, because like we've been rolling together for 15 years. Yeah, a long, and we've been main training partners together for a long ass time. Mm-hmm. So I think we're allowed to have these conversations. You should not. If you're a jiu-jitsu guy, you should not. Even though I know you do, but you shouldn't because I did it too. But you shouldn't try to be like, oh, I beat this guy today. Like, don't do that, man.
I hate when people do that.
It's really stupid, and it
because you know what it does is it doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve your training partners too, because now they're gonna fight a little more cautiously. Yeah. Now they know that if they do something and make a mistake and put themselves out there and you capitalize on it, that you're gonna go and talk about it to your buddies.
That's just shitty.
I don't talk about people I tap. I don't care.
I don't.
And honestly, I don't give a fuck either. I don't.
And if I do, it's like I just did right now.
Right.
That's the only way. Is like when I bring it up to your face.
Right.
Like what happened during a match, and like almost like
that's different.
Because
we're analyzing it.
But it's not like I did that.
When Oz is gone, dude, I think I was about to get Oz in a fucking.
My good rule of thumb is like, if I will not say it to your fucking face,
shouldn't be saying it when you're not around.
Looking you in your eye as I say it, which if you know me, I can say a lot of things to a lot of people in their eye, and I'm like, that's just what I do. But I won't say it at all. So I mean, that's just pure honest, no BS. Hey,
I agree.
No BS life.
No BS life.
I don't want to go back to that because living with intentionally also. I want to say this fact that, because we're talking about the escapism sometimes, that kind of leads into no BS life. You and me and everybody else, because it's a battle, right? You have to be understanding of like how you live your life. If you're lying to yourself, you're telling yourself, man, I'm okay. Oh, I did this today. I had a hard day at work. I deserve to watch TV, and my wife can tell fuck off. My kids can do something else. I deserve this Sunday of doing nothing. It's the NFL, whatever draft. I deserve to watch. Whatever that is. Like, just being honest with yourself. Like, okay, if it's like I said in the beginning, if it's scheduled time, like my brother-in-law, he's obsessed with the NFL draft, fantasy football. But what he does, he had 2 beautiful children, makes my sister very happy. But he schedules time for NFL draft. Now, Sean, if you're watching this, I fucking love you. I make fun of you for doing it. I'm like, it's fucking football. You're getting high off other guys, but that's fine.
Gotta support the team.
Gotta support the team, bro.
Dude, we really clinched it this time. We really did. I hate when people say we.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, were you out there on the field?
Did you play?
I get it. It's a form of tribalism.
I get it.
I
understand. I
get it.
My cousin Adam, I love him to death. He's the same guy. Listen, I understand because at one point I had passion for that shit too. And if that's what you're passionate about, who should I give a fuck?
Yeah.
We're passionate about Formiga. We're passionate. It's the same fucking thing, right?
It is.
But it's just kind of funny because it's not jiu-jitsu or not MMA. I'm like, it's stupid. You just punch each other in the face and get it over with, It's just, that's why it's like, if it was like, it's Conor McGregor or whatever guy, you're all like, for on.
Part of me just says though, like, I'm never as invested in a fighter as these people are in their team.
I know.
I've never seen anything like that. Hey,
and we have guys who are like boys, right? Who we trained for years, who fight in the UFC, and we care about them when they fight. Of course, we have it, but we're like,
right. Well, that's different.
We're not like fucking. But no, I've seen relatives lose their shit, like literally almost cry, storm off, act like this is normal behavior,
or like. Yeah, like my team lost. I'm pissed today.
Like that's
it ruined my whole day.
But like if you lost, like if like say you lost a fight, I'm like give you a hug, like man, it sucks.
Fuck, that sucks.
But like
Let's move on.
We move on, right?
Yeah,
and it's like
no, for sure.
And it's
for
like
sure.
a little different mentality. But I think like fighting is just so pure.
Maybe because we've like done some shit as far as like heated.
That's why we can say some shit
because we've done some shit.
And I don't like to be cocky, but we've kind of done some shit.
Okay. Yeah, that's why we're here, and that's why hopefully someone's listening.
All right, so and
that's good for number one.
That's good for number one. We fucking hammered it.
We covered it. We hammered it.
What's up? Right, so we were just talking to our Patreon only people, and we decided to add a bonus topic. People who, people who are hating or think you suck, and that's a really good one because and we were just talking quickly. And why I want to talk about this is a couple of different reasons. One, I dealt with a lot of that as a child, bullying and just not being well liked, right? We'll go into that. And two, I hear a lot of people talk about that who join the gym here who are very scared of how they're going to be perceived by their peers or people who train here. Imagine walking into a killer, some of you guys who don't train jiu-jitsu, you walk into a killer environment like this, and that's the truth of it.
Scary.
It's scary. And even though we're extremely welcoming and we love beginners, it's a very intimidating experience. I've been there, all right? You started, well, we both started at a very young age. I guess
it's hard to go back and remember what it felt like. I do actually remember my first Kyokushin class, but that's for another day. But
I don't. That's sad. I wish I did.
I remember specifically because it was this monumental time in my life. The instructor, who was shorter than me, I was 14 years old, he kicked me in the head, and I was like, and like we sparred hard. Yeah. Not to go off on an offshoot, but just we sparred really hard, and that was the first time I ever got to spar as hard as I could. And I was like, I met my mom. It was at Life University, chiropractic university, and afterwards my mom, I was like, I fucking love that. I want to go back. I was like, oh shit, like I've never been able to just unleash, go like that. And this small dude just kicking me in the face at will. It's just whatever. So anyways, yeah.
Is it funny? There are so few humans in the world who truly experience unleashing the beast. It's so cliche, but it's such a truth of it.
There's an animal within us.
Yeah.
You were going to say something? Yeah, there's an animal within us, and it needs to be unleashed. It needs to be exercised.
If it's not, fuck.
That's when you get dudes beating their wives. That's when you get dudes starting fights on the street. That's when you get dudes doing all sorts of stupid shit. Screaming and road rage, fucking just all this different shit.
Or that's the guys who escape because they have nothing else to do besides...
Right. Or they escape, or they go the other way. They just fucking go deep into themselves.
Whatever. All right.
Oh yeah. I don't know how we got. Oh yeah. So yeah. So that feeling when you first enter a school.
So let me. I don't want to talk about just like that, but I want to talk about using
haters.
Yeah. So a lot of people, and I'll use myself as an example, are always going to be worried about what other people think. Like anytime I post a video, anytime we do Facebook post, anytime we do Matt and I say some shit, of course we're worried about. Man, are we gonna suck? Are people gonna fucking hate us, right? I open a school, I teach a class, I do whatever. All those things weigh in it. But
we're social animals. We're hardwired to care what the tribe thinks and what other people think. We're hardwired for it.
And it's the truth of it. And I want to offer a piece of insight here. I personally find, and it took me a while to find that almost fueling, meaning that if I am bothering you, no, there's little shit bothering you. If you're a mature adult, I don't want to talk about teenagers right now, but if you're a mature adult and you find that you're meeting resistance from other people, that people are like, you shouldn't do that, that's stupid, what the fuck are you doing, look at this guy, he's doing this, he's doing that, keep doing it, right? That keep pushing, all right? I have found, and it probably comes from being bullied like a little piece of shit in high school, that I found almost like power in like, you think I'm a fucker? Well, fuck you. I'm gonna show you something different. And so it's almost weird. It's like they call it a disruptor, like technology. How are you gonna disrupt this, right? Well, not going with the flow, not following. I think personally, when people fucking fuck with you or don't like you, it's because you're doing something that almost was gonna. It
unsettles them inside. Yeah. Maybe it reflects back on them because everything is a mirror.
Reflects back, or they're like, I want to do that too, or
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It shows them what they might not be doing, or it kind of unsettles them. They're like, fuck, this dude's killing, or maybe not even killing it yet. Maybe he's just doing something and just going for something. Right. It just kind of, I don't know. It just unsettles people.
And it's weird, and we can think of a lot of examples right now, happening right now. I'm like,
right.
And it's something that I deal with a lot, from people just posting YouTube videos and people saying, "You fucking look stupid. Cut your beard."
Cut your beard?
I don't think
who would tell you to cut your beard?
I don't think anyone said that.
I don't think so.
They know it's all I got. They're like, man, Matt Bryant's because his beard.
I don't think you can. It's part of your body now. It's like part of your skin.
I gotta get a fucking haircut.
No, it's good. One quote that I really like in regards to this is, one thing I've learned from video games is if I encounter enemies, I know I'm going the right way.
Right.
Isn't that so fucking just spot on, man?
I love it.
If you're encountering haters, if you're encountering resistance from people around you, now keep in mind there might be, listen to it with open ears sometimes. Sure. There maybe you are going the wrong direction.
Now if you have okay, that's a great thing. I'm glad you said that, because I'll use Oz as an example, right? Oz and I have always been very good at kind of keeping each other in check. We know not to push each other too far because we're both very independent.
Right.
Excuse me. But we also have done over the years hey, maybe this is not the best for you, and we approach it. We're able to work things out.
Checks and balances.
And so sometimes you listen to your, but let's say I think your old high school buddy, right? And you're doing X, Y, Z. You're open to business. You're starting jiu-jitsu. You're fucking dating this girl, and you're just she's completely different who you already dated, or whatever, man. And it's just something that you're like, man, you feel passionate about it, or whatever. You're like, this is stupid. Why the fuck are you doing that? I'm like, push for it.
Examine, if you truly believe in what you're doing, then nothing can stop you.
Yeah.
But
the worst thing is conformity.
Yeah. Examine why you think they're saying that to you. Is it because of you, or is it because of them?
Right.
Usually it's because of them.
Right.
That's all I can say. Now, but were you gonna bring up that thing? I don't know if you've announced to the world what you're planning on doing.
No, not yet.
All right, well then we're not going to talk about it. But yes, there's times where I'm
gonna say, within a month or less, I personally, it doesn't affect any of this. My gym stays the same. Matt and Oz stays the same. I personally am going to be doing things a little bit differently. Actually, a lot differently.
It's pretty cool.
So you'll hear about that.
But just to tie it in is when I first heard it, I was like, I think he's gone insane. I don't know what he's doing anymore. And then we talked about it, right? And this is why I love you, because we have that relationship where you said it to me, I was just like, huh.
And I knew, because
he knew something was up.
I know my brother. I'm like, if something's wrong, he'll fucking
I knew something was wrong. I was just like, I don't know, man. And then you were like, what do you think about that thing? Are you sure? I feel something's off. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, it is off. I don't agree, or something, whatever I said.
Right.
And then we had this long talk, and I left the talk feeling like, okay, I see what he's doing now.
Yeah.
And then you left the talk feeling better too. It's
it's funny.
It's that feedback.
I'm not, I always say if I was fucking gay, I'd be my best. But it's it's important having a good communication and having checks and balances. It helps a lot with actually achieving next levels, and having a relationship. It may not be with your wife sometimes, it may not be with your whatever, but having a good relationship with somebody you can check in.
You have to have that in your life.
All right. So
but to bring it back to the
haters, let's finish it off. Yeah. But there's one piece. Oh, I wanted to talk about finish it off. My finished piece was perceived hate or perceived suck, and I'm going to use this place as an example, or martial arts, fitness, strength training. Anything you want to do that you have not done before that scares you. If you do not fucking run to that goddamn thing, you're a little bitch. That's it, okay? If it scares you, if you question it, if you think about it, I don't know. And if you try to find the easy way out, I'll just do this instead. Fuck you. You're being a little bitch. Stop fucking doing it. Because a lot of it is being, I know, because I've heard it. I've already told you how many thousands of people walk through my doors. But thousands of people probably said, "Man, I'm scared to walk out." No, I shouldn't. I'm not making fun of them. They're scared to walk on the mat. And I get it. They're scared to walk in the door.
It's scary.
I fucking get it.
It's scary.
But take that step. At least walk in the door. Don't be the fucking person. A lot of you guys are scared that when you walk into a place like this or walk into something new and challenging, that you're going to be looked at like a loser. Like you don't know what it's
the exact opposite.
Right. That you suck. That people
We're
hate
applauding.
you. Right.
We're applauding that you were able to take that step, which is the hardest step. There's this cliche in jiu-jitsu that the hardest promotion is from no belt to white belt. It's so true.
Holy
it's
fuck.
so true, man.
But
taking that step is so difficult.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
obviously we're
that's
all getting spicy. Obviously, I was a hardcore martial artist, and probably if you're watching this, you're probably a martial artist-esque person. So you're probably already on that. But if you are already a type of person who's done martial arts, CrossFit, anything that's really intense, skydiving, I can think of thousands of things that are people who are doing things that are challenging and pushing the edge. If you're one of those people, fucking cool, man. Keep going. But then think about the next thing. All right, what scares you next? You know, what are you now comfortable? Oh, I've achieved jiu-jitsu. Cool. I trained jiu-jitsu. Cool. You know, that's great. But are we satisfied with jiu-jitsu?
Absolutely not.
No.
Whatever puts you out of your comfort zone. If jiu-jitsu is your only thing, and that's okay. Like, that's beautiful. If that's your one thing, maybe you're afraid to compete. You know,
you stole my yeah.
That's it. Maybe you're afraid to compete. Maybe that's the next step.
Right.
Or maybe you are afraid to compete in the bigger tournaments. Maybe that's
right.
the next step. Whatever is taking you out of your comfort zone,
maybe
that's
afraid
the
to
thing
go
you should
to
run
a
at.
class. Maybe you're afraid to roll with that guy.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Maybe
you know what?
Maybe
when I don't want to roll with somebody, I seek them out first.
Old school Kyokushin, we had a conversation, I love it, right?
Go.
We talk about eating the frog.
Eat the frog.
And I think we applied it to sparring at the time, which I fucking love, because I've kept it to the day. Like, if someone scares me, bothers me, I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking roll that guy today.
Go right to them.
Go right to him.
Let's roll.
And it's funny, like, we don't roll as much as we used
Not
to.
much.
Because I choose that as a very specific reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we have very scripted rules. Let's put it that way.
We used to. Not as much anymore.
Not as much.
We did for a long time.
When we are both in the heat of the battle, if we've already had a few rolls in,
right.
we're both just in that beast state. We're both like,
then
it's like,
become.
Let's go, and it becomes very like, because we're both not really, we've already gone past chill. Those are very specific classes. So I'm like, if I'm in that mode, if I'm in that class, I'll look at our eyes. I'm like, I don't want to roll because sometimes we get very creative, engaging, awesome rolls. But
especially Nogi. I love rolling Nogi.
Man, I love Nogi.
Yeah. So agreed. But just you
so,
seek out
in
that
general,
person.
First, like we'll have like tough wrestlers on the mat sometimes, and wrestlers are son of a bitch. Right? They're pain in the ass to deal with. They're aggressive. They do weird things. They tend to hurt people, especially if they're newer to jiu-jitsu. And it's like, fucking roll that guy.
Do you want better? Wrestle with them. Don't just roll with them.
That's my point. Oh, yeah. When Sean came in here, when the first time...
Stand with that motherfucker.
I stand with him. Let's go, man. Bam.
And we're talking Sean, this Division I wrestler,
Penn State.
college wrestler, Penn State, like, excellent athlete. And you know what? You go in there, and you don't just pull guard.
Mike Cerrone, fucking... Mike, we better start. He wanted to do ground up. Mike, can you start standing, please? Mike, I know you're gonna take me down.
You know what?
I know you're gonna put me on the ass.
That's the whole idea, man.
Please.
Let me take what you have to offer, which is fucking awesome wrestling.
I'm sorry.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't want to move on before I say one thing.
Let's finish it off right here. This is it.
With this concept of haters, flip the script for a second. And when you see somebody doing well, if it makes you feel any type of way, if there's any sort of salt in there, if you feel like, I could have done that, blah, 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 or he only got this because X, Y, Z.
Oh, yeah.
Look hard at yourself. Take a long fucking look in the mirror, because I'll tell you what, you're the problem, not them.
Do you want me to? I wonder if you remember the story. Say it. Okay. Wow, this is an old story. Okay. All right. So, let's talk about hater. So my old school was near Ruby Tuesdays, and a kid I graduated high school with happened to work at Ruby Tuesdays, and I was not there for this story. What did you remember it now? Can you tell it?
Yeah,
because I don't remember it. Go for it.
No,
yeah.
so We're at Ruby Tuesdays. There's a few of us, friends having a great time.
Let
eating food.
me preface the story. So this was someone who I knew in high school who was considered a tough guy, popular, good-looking, and what would be considered one of the guys that would have looked down. I should
look down at you.
Yeah, looked up. Oh, without a doubt, right?
Okay.
And
so yeah.
So he go ahead.
So here no offense to, all right. So basically we're sitting there, we are having a great time. This is our waiter. He's like, somehow it comes up that I know you.
Like a shirt on or something.
Yeah, maybe I had a shirt. He's like, oh, do you know Matt Briers? I'm like, yeah, oh, you know Matt? He's like, yeah, I know Matt. And then I forget how it came up, but it's like, oh, he fought MMA. He owns a school,
right.
It's martial arts school, and jiu-jitsu strength academy, all this and that. He's like, yeah, he fought, huh? Yeah, but he lost, though. And I was just like, I can't describe, just the feeling inside, where you're just like, fuck you. What the fuck do you know?
Right.
So I'm just like, I don't even remember what I said.
But I remember you guys, both you and Dan came back. We were angry. They were very angry. And I'm not trying to talk about how, but it was like, that was a great example. And it didn't bother me. Like,
what a hater, dude.
I fought and I lost and fuck yeah, it is
sure,
what it is.
It sucks, but does that make you any less of a martial artist or a man? Absolutely not.
I have.
It makes him less of a man to have said that.
I was like, it was surprising because I knew he was. And it's one of those guys like, yeah, he was like that guy, but he was like, man, like we were also like, I knew you. Like we were like, we're not like,
not enemies.
He lived next door to my cousin.
Okay, right. Well, there
and
you go.
It's like
he wants to see you fail.
Like we grew up together in a way. Yeah, yes, you were a shithead, but like we also grew up together. It was almost like I don't know.
You ever get that sense with certain people that they want to see you fail?
Yeah.
And it's like
90% of it.
It's like, so those are the people that you have to. First of all, just look. If you are one of those people, look inside of yourself. That's all I can say. Because if you see anybody doing good and you feel like you want to see them fail, or like, fuck, whatever, I'm angry in some kind of way, and be honest with yourself. Look deep inside and ask yourself, what is your problem? Because it's not them, it's you.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all. Moving
on. So.
Shit, we could talk about this for ages.
I know, that's a good one.
That's good.
Oh, right. This one scares me because we talked about it for a long time.
I know. Fuck. We almost want to save it, but. No, let's talk about it.
Let's
save it.
We could split it up and how you feeling right now?
I'm good.
Right, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So Patreon only people, you'll get us all one shot. Other people might split it up. All right. Incremental changes.
I love this topic.
Go.
All right. I think that when many people see success in any endeavor, or when many people see like progress, they see it as these large leaps. They're like, overnight success.
It just happened.
Like it happened. Okay, like I love the idea of like the 10 years of grinding and then becoming an overnight success. Like it's just like,
man,
people don't
love to be an overnight success right now.
10 years later, you're an overnight success because people didn't see the iceberg, the fucking beneath the surface shit that went on. So so just bring it back for a second. It's not these large changes. It's not leaps and bounds. It is tiny, incremental, tiny little changes.
Bites.
I've read literally books on this topic. There's entire books written on this topic. I believe it's called The Compound Effect. I brought this book up before. The Compound Effect. I believe it's Darren Hardy. The entire book.
Search on
Google that shit.
Effect.
The Compound Effect is a valuable piece of literature. We're feeling it.
It's like maybe a. All right, good.
It's a valuable book.
I didn't joke.
I lost it. The core concept is that it's these tiny changes day in and day out. So if
I keep sipping more of my cup and you keep sipping.
Let me catch up there then.
I called myself a few times with a water.
With this water.
Cheers to our water.
Cheers with water. Yes.
And Norman Rockwell. Patriarchy.
And whatever this is. Yeah, we should. All right, so just the idea being, don't think it's going to happen in these big leaps and bounds. Just show up, and every day you're going to make these tiny little changes. And you know what? Percentage-wise, if you look back over a year, if you look back over 2 years, it's going to happen.
I like what Pat says. Daily 1% improvement.
1%. That's it. It's
You know what's
tiny.
funny?
Maybe even a fraction of a percent.
It goes
Because
back
it
that way.
compounds. Bam.
Living intentionally.
Yes, it does.
Living intentionally.
There it is.
Like, you're not living intentionally, you're not gonna fucking.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Right.
But everyone's like, okay, I wrote this on my notes for today. Starting a business, right? Let's say, and I cannot tell you how many. All right, I hate to use a student as an example, but let me talk about a student as an example. I had a conversation with him today because I've had him kind of on radar for a while to see what type of person he is, and to see where his mind, because he seems very passionate. He shows up fairly regularly here. He does a combination of jiu-jitsu, strength training, a little bit of TRITAC, and been watching him for a while, right? And I like him a lot. Definitely falls into that fear factor person. Because I remember talking when we first signed up, he was definitely scared for, but
Okay.
he was talking about his vision for himself, right? He talked about his current job, what he's doing. It's not what he wants to do, right? He wants to be. I feel like what I'm right now is I feel like I'm on Seinfeld. What's the Jewish the leader, the rabbi who talks about Elaine. Let's call her George.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like that guy right now, but
I don't know who you're talking about.
I know you don't, so it's good. Yeah, so
just keep it going.
But we had a great conversation today. He was talking about his artwork. He was talking about his design ideas and all this other shit.
Nice.
And he's talked about, but the fun thing is he's talked about this before. And here's my idea what I thought about this. Like when I heard him today, because we had a great conversation. It was a positive conversation, and I was very encouraging because I want him to see. I want him to do things. But he was seeing the big picture, right? He had a hard time with almost the what to do next. I feel like a lot of people, when they talk about incremental change or change in general, what do I do now? What do I do next?
That's a big piece.
Because that is, I think, I always find, let's talk about, okay, I'll use this, what we're doing exactly right now as an example. Right? So today I took a lot of effort. I actually, Ron Garney, a Marvel comic, drew all these to sign them for me. Very, very special to me. I hung those today, because now we're filming it today. I moved our grand opening white belt over. And I got this new lights and used a new camera. And why I'm doing this because I'm intentionally focusing on this. This is like okay. Matt and I say some shit and Patreon, all the stuff I want to do scares me. I want to do it, but I haven't done it. I guess intentionally. I'm trying to find a way to say it, but I can't. So, but I intentionally put time into it. I intentionally put effort into build what I want. This is the start of it, but I'm doing things. I'm intentionally putting effort into. I'm gonna do video. I'm gonna do. I lost
maybe
my thought.
the next step. So the fact intent being seeing the bigger picture and not knowing what to do next. Sometimes right. Sometimes the next step is revealed when you do this first step.
Oh, that's profound.
That's what it is.
Profound.
Right? Yeah. Just do that next
doing
step.
the thing, starting this.
There's a really good, I guess it's an analogy. I don't know. Would you ever make it to work if you had to wait for all the lights to be green?
I like that.
No. You get to one light, if it's red, whatever, then it goes green. And then you get to the next. Just go that first street, then take that turn, go the next street.
There may be a traffic accident, and you gotta go down the route.
Sure.
But you still get to work.
But you're doing that next thing that you know is going to take you, and it becomes revealed. Yeah, no, it's great.
Analogy.
It's just the next, and I find that it's almost naturally gets revealed sometimes. You don't even ask for it.
I just have to do the one attribute. I guess I'm proud of myself that I do is that. Well, I do. I do. If I see something, I want to do something interests me, I will find a way to do it. And probably the best power I have is that I believe in the power of the universe. I believe in the power of action. I believe in the power of putting intent.
Oh, it's so key.
Intent into incremental. I want intent, power.
So those two subjects are actually tied in very closely.
Yeah.
So it's yes, you put the intent, and then these small steps become revealed.
Right.
And I'm not going to talk about spiritual shit, but what happens behind the scenes, maybe it's God, maybe it's the universe. Things just sort of shift, right? When you set your intent
honestly, how often we talk about this when we're, you know,
absolutely.
And the power of the universe, I don't know what it is, and it's funny. I read a lot of listens from Audible. I'm listening to one right now, a really cool one. I don't know the name of it. I throw it out there if I did on Audible, but it's the power of the universe and what that means, and I felt the shift myself by giving to, like, trying to help people, trying to give, as well as putting intent into things, as well as also, like, let's be honest, finances. Like, when I was comfortable, things are working great, right? You know, I'm working a day job and all that. I'm God, too much money. But when you're struggling, when you're fighting for a business, you don't have a lot of money, right? You know, despite what people think, and it's weird. Like sometimes, like you're. This is a shift to me we talked about briefly earlier, but like the intent on growing and making money in the business compared to doing just random shit. We talk about intention, incremental changes. Fuck, I kept rewinding back to living intentionally.
No, that's okay. Who's stopping us from bringing it back?
Great talk. Who's stopping us?
Who's stopping us?
So yeah, all right. I'm gonna close out incremental changes. I'm gonna go back to my used example before. It was Trello. I created task lists for myself, and I think it's really powerful. If you create a to-do list, it doesn't have to be like anything professional, like to-do as in what you want, big picture for yourself. It doesn't mean to make go shopping. Fuck those to-do lists. I'm talking about to-do lists, and I call those my Trello board. If you know what Trello is, Google it. My column, I call it it's a list. I call it my why column. Why I am doing the things I want to do. Why am I then?
Oh, and we got to do another podcast on the why.
Okay, so I know what we'll do is I'll pull my Trello boards on some things. Maybe
we should talk why another time.
Like, yeah,
that's a whole topic.
I'm actually kind of happy with the way I talked about. I handled my changes in what I want to do because they're nothing big. They're like show up on a mat and do G&B, walk out of the office at 4:30. And it's all what it really comes down to. It's to me, it's the ideas I've had all day long. I should walk out of the office at 4:30.
Now you
I should go. I committed and I made myself accountable for it. Right.
When you write something down, or when you put it in a list.
All right. For tomorrow, we'll use tomorrow's example. Right. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. How many people I tell about it? We talked about tomorrow 10 a.m. We're doing BJJ. Probably have 6 black belts on the mat tomorrow, right?
I'll be here.
Or we're probably trying to kill each other. I wrote down my fucking list. I put the top priority, all right? Because is that a change for me? It's a change for all of us, right? It's incremental change. Like it's making small things. Like,
one training session will never kill a career. Will never make you bad. Like, but you know what? If you skip it, that is a shift in momentum.
I was. The skipping is the easy part. The show. I was just saying, if you show up, what does that mean? I know what it's going to mean to me. I know if I show up, it's going to start a shift, like you said.
Right.
It's
momentum.
It starts. It's like I love drones, right? And so it's funny. I've been trying drone racing, like online and a little around here, like the idea of drone racing. So, but a big part, as in any racing, is the start, right? Getting everything aligned properly and go. And so I almost align it or relate to jiu-jitsu or anything, right? Is that if you just go, okay, I'm at start, I see where the next gate is, I see the next target, and it's right there. All I have to worry about is putting this drone through that fucking target. All I have to worry about is showing up tomorrow. You know, I guess that's it. And you don't focus on anything else.
Right. You're not worried about worlds, whatever it is. You're worried about training tomorrow.
It's almost like let's say World's Masters, because it's a bucket list of mine. World's Masters is my goal. Okay? That's my ultimate goal. Well, not my ultimate goal, because it's impossible to have an ultimate goal. Right. The goal right now, the goal this year, right?
Never ends.
World's Masters. Well, oh my God, I gotta do this. I gotta train. I got strength training. My diet's gotta be in check. I gotta make sure I gotta do. All these things will go through your mind instead of like, well, I know that's the best training session for me. I'm gonna do that thing.
And then you know what? You did that thing. So now you're like, well, I'm not gonna fuck up the rest of my day by eating shit. Right. I'm gonna eat well, and then I'm gonna do whatever else I need to do. It's just this. It's just this momentum.
I was also talking about the energy that happens from that as well.
God, yeah.
Okay, so I bring my energy to the mat. Okay,
gives back.
And what happens, right? The people around me share the energy. They get the energy, and I get their energy too. Now we're creating this symbiotic, this feeling, right?
Synergy.
And what's going to happen? We love it. We get high by it. It feels good. We want to do it again. And what's going to happen? Well, guess what? Friday, who's going to show up again? Same fucking guys.
Right.
Energy just builds and builds. And that's what I'm talking about. Daily incremental changes is like those daily things that you do, these build and grow, and it's this feeling, and it also becomes this tsunami, and that, which is you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got profound there.
Oh, I love it.
All right, cool.
Very profound.
Anything you want to close? I don't leave it there because I was really good at that.
No, that's fantastic. That incremental changes are the key. It's not going to happen in big leaps and bounds, although unless you're incredibly lucky and you win the lotto or whatever it is that your goal is. But incremental changes day in and day out. Don't fall in love with the goal. Fall in love with the journey.
Yes.
You know? Show up to training because you love it, or whatever it is that you want to do. Incremental changes are the key to massive, massive change and massive success. And that brings us to
the final secret topic. All right, let's start this one off with
preface this with. I don't know. Listen.
It's me.
It's okay.
It's me.
I'm
okay.
I'm part of it.
We're all lucky to live in the world that we do.
Don't even just do it.
All right.
Secret topic number 3. What's it like?
Privileged white males.
Privileged white male.
Are we privileged white males?
I'd say that we are, even though I'm Israeli.
I know, that's what
I
I'm
look white.
You look white.
I look white. So I guess white privilege, right? What does it feel like?
It feels pretty good.
Feels pretty good?
I kind of feel left out. I kind of feel
I
feel like a dick. I'm sorry.
You know what?
We
You hit the lottery.
We grew up middle class.
You know what? We were born in America.
Yeah.
I was born in America. You were born in America.
Yeah.
Born in a very.
Why do we choose this topic?
I don't know. I'm going with it though. I'm going with it.
We were born. It's kind of why. I'll be honest. Why did I choose this topic? And
why did you?
I was thinking about. I had a conversation with someone. I can't remember who it was, but it was one of those topics you talk about when it makes you reflect at how lucky we truly are to actually be able to film something right now, record. I have limited budgets, but I can get frames, and we're truly lucky. I am truly lucky we have this, and it's kind of, I look at it and I'm like, well, I'm lucky because I was born in the right era, the right family, the right everything else, and I'm sure that there's 8 million people out there in the world who can make it, who are living like shit. But since we were privileged,
check your privilege, bro.
Check my privilege. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh fuck.
That's the thing. Check your privilege.
I'm admitting my privilege.
I know. I actually really like where you went with that because I wasn't sure where we were going to go with that. I like where you went with it because it's gratitude. It's
admitting it. And
you know what?
I wish
acknowledging your privilege.
You know what I heard a great
quote? It's a great thing.
You know what's funny? So I'll bring this into one step further. I was talking about someday. Well, I'd like to give back, and it's true. And I give. I'll say it again. I barely have any money. But I still give the animal funds all the time because that's what I can do.
Mm-hmm. You do what you can.
I do what I can. But it was funny. I heard a great talk the other day. I forget what it was on. It was talking about well, it's great to give money because that's what you can do. And people look at all this big philanthropists. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Who give money, and that's cool. But what's that MMA fighter who went out and did the water wells? And,
Justin Wren.
Yeah. To me, that is someone who actually can possibly that's a gain. That's a true someone who's getting back.
Oh my god!
And
it doesn't get better than that guy.
Right.
He gave up his life. He gave up a fucking great life. He goes over there. Now he came back. He went back to fighting as a platform for that.
I know, and I respect him.
Incredible human being,
and it's cool. And someday, because we are lucky enough to grow up as privileged white males, I would love to be able to do something cool like that. I also do believe that I have these thoughts weird, especially when I'm high as fuck. Okay, so what I think, Matt, you're doing good work with the people who train here.
Yeah.
They're also privileged white males.
Right. Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's definitely more work to be done with people.
Right.
When I heard Justin Wren for the first time, it moved me so deeply that I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a percentage of my real estate profits and I'm going to direct it towards that. And it was actually really cool. He fucking reached out. He reached out
I
to
didn't
me.
know that. Yeah.
Oh no, he reached out to me personally because he was moved by my donation. Because I was like, you know what? I just made this big profit off this one particular deal, and I was like, I'm gonna take. This is a long time. This is a while back. But yeah, no. So I took the 10% of that, and I was like, you know what? My goal is to do, because he said on the Rogan podcast, he's like, it takes X amount, $1,500 to do a well.
One well, right.
One well. And I was like, I want to do that by myself. And so I did it. And then I did it again. And so he had reached out to me, because I was like, you know what? If I can just do that out of each deal, you know what I mean?
Right. And
it's fucking cool.
I still try. I like the idea of taking a very small percent, and not small, very small. But I donate to animals because that's what I care about. But someday,
whatever you care about.
I would open and I rescue dogs. I would love to open a. Bruce passed out over there. I would love to I have a lot of dreams about giving back in my own weird ways. And
you do everything.
So
right.
And right.
You gotta choose what you care about.
So let's even though we joke about being, hey, high five, it's cool being
right way. That was a
right?
joke, obviously.
But I think it's a responsibility that if we have, even though we complain about money, we complain about our jobs, we complain about the shit we do, we're still able to do nice things. We're still able to live in a house. We're still able to have things. And it's every now and then, it's not that bad to check yourself and say, hey, am I doing the best I am for, am I being pure? We're all selfish, right? Fuck that. We're all selfish. Yeah. But there's little things you can do, and I say that also not to you, but I say it to myself too, as a constant thing, because that's important, you know. And anyway, I'm gonna close out with one thing.
Close it out.
Now that does not mean giving money to somebody, and as a gym owner, we've talked about this extensively, and I have done this. But giving memberships away, working with special groups, we've got special schools come in here. So I've done things, but there's nothing wrong with giving your time, your energy. My cousin and his family, every Christmas, they do a soup kitchen. That's been their thing for, I can't tell you how many years. There's nothing, if you're church goers, you're probably doing this already, but as us modern males who are probably listening to this, think about that.
Maybe you don't have that infused into your life.
And it could be incremental change. Right now, all you have to do is put a thought in your brain.
Right.
That maybe, yeah, you're pretty much right whale.
But I'll say it causes a shift. When you shift that, it causes a shift in your life too. There's books written on that. There's people who, it's called tithing, or Jim Rohn is one of the most foremost self-improvement speakers. He passed away, but I've listened to a bunch of his books, and he's incredible. He's like the godfather of a lot of that stuff, the self-improvement stuff. And he recommends giving 10% of everything that you earn right off the bat. And maybe you're not in a position to do that, but the point is, get that thought into your brain, and he says that the successful people on the planet, they all do it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just, it's a thought in your brain. Give back, and it shifts something in you, and it shifts something in the world.
It's probably more beneficial to you than anybody else.
I think so. But that's not the intention. The intention is just to give, not to get back. But if something comes back, then that's incredible.
And you're one of the people who are like, well, I want to save the dolphins. I want to save all the dolphins. Right? I don't know any of the dolphins, but don't look at the goal of saving all the dolphins. Maybe save one. We're off the fucking topic.
I love it. No, that's perfect. Okay. That's good. That's perfect.
We'll leave it right there.
Leave it there.
Save one dolphin.
Save the dolphins.
Okay. Let's close it out for us. Tell me what they need to do.
Oh my God. Fucking like, comment, smash. Wait.
Smash. Patreon.
And save the dolphins. Patreon. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.